I just got to give a little introduction, and then we're going to give you some sugar, and then you can make some remarks. But I was saying before you came on board how much we've appreciated working with you, being a true partner, not only with you, but with your whole team. And for everybody, Heather became commissioner in 2019. And one of the first things she did was meet with all the EDDs around the state. And that first meeting focused on collaboration, cooperation, and how do we organize our shared mission. And it was really good. Soon after that, we invited Heather to be the first person to speak at our SEDS process. And the reason she was the first person, we wanted to be aligned with the state's economic development plans. So it was off to a good, fast start, and then the pandemic hit. And the whole landscape changed completely. I served on the Governor's Economic Recovery Committee, which Heather and her team supported, and came up with a lot of good process there and a good path forward. But overall, we've partnered with DCD on several projects ranging from CDBG, Northern Border, Economic Hub, distributing CARE Act checks, and throughout the Maine Jobs and Recovery Plan. So during Heather's tenure, she completed Maine's first 10-year economic development plan. And she also strengthened the relationship with Maine DOL and promoted business growth, workforce, and led the way for broadband, climate resiliency, and multiple ways that we can make things better. And lastly, Heather and I were featured on a national webinar with NATO, the National Association of Development Organizations, as a model partnership between local organizations and the state. And Heather and I presented, and some of the comments afterwards were great. I wish I had a better relationship with my state and all of that. And so it was really good. And I just want to say overall, Heather, the way you've gone about your job, and it's been not only hectic, but there's a lot of urgency because of the pandemic. And the combination of the governor wanting to do things really well, really fast, and a lot of the burden was put on you, and the way you handled it with poise and dignity and friendship to people too. It really did feel like a true partnership. So wanted to take this chance to recognize you and to thank you for your service, and not only to your team there and to the governor, but to the communities. And I think every time you interacted with people, it was really made people feel better, and it reinforced why we work together and what we can do together. And that's what you said on the first day, and you did it all along. So I just want to thank you and give you a moment to say hello to everybody.
Well, thanks, Lee, and everybody. Thanks for giving me a couple of minutes and a chance to say thank you back. Right? I mean, I think good economic development is done locally. And our job at the state is to try to remove as many barriers as we can and get access to whatever you all need to do your work. And so appreciate kind of that partnership. I know it had been a tense few years, and so everybody willing to come in and have that first discussion and try to get us all off on the right foot was a kind of a leap of faith, I think, for Lee and Lee's peers and some others, obviously, in local communities as well. So thank you for being willing to take that leap of faith. And in some really difficult times and in some really positive times, I think over the last 6 years, right? It was always great to know, well, if we don't know how to do it, let's call Lee, right? Or let's call EMDC and EJ, you certainly had some of those calls too of, we've got an opportunity. We're not really sure how to move forward. Let's make sure, let's call in some experts and get some help. So thank you all for being willing to take that call and for being really great partners. Again, we made a lot of mistakes probably over those last 6 years, but I am really proud of kind of the collective work we've all been able to do. A lot more left to do, and please know you will have a great cheerleader in me from the sidelines, but happy to be helpful at any point if there's something I can do to be helpful. Thanks, Lee.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Heather. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Any of the members of the board have any questions or comments for Heather?
Quick thank you to Heather, on behalf of the Katahdin region, our Katahdin One North, and all the folks in my community. Thank you so much for all the work that you've done over the past many years. It's, you've been an incredible champion. Thank you.
Jess, that was Jess Mass. Thank you, Jess. Certainly recognize that you are leaving your position tomorrow. Wish you the best in whatever that you elect to do. And thank you for what you've done for us at EMDC and for the entire state. Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a good rest of your meeting.
Thanks, Heather.